Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I will discuss about Dream Children a Reverie. It's an essay and I will discuss about some important short questions. So follow all the questions carefully. Number 1. What stories children love to listen and why? Children love to listen to stories about the childhood of their elders. They love to listen to the stories of the childhood of their elders because they want to extend their imagination to the childhood of their great-grand-aunt and great-grandfather of old days, whom they never saw. Number 2. What is meant by a traditionary great-uncle or grandame? A traditionary great-uncle or grandame is one whom children had not seen but about whom they have heard many stories. Tradition has grown about them. Number 3. I was in this spirit that my little ones crept about me. Who were the little ones? What was the spirit? Why did they creep about the author? The little ones are the dream children of the author Charles Lamb. He was unmarried, but in his sleep he dreamed about his children creeping about him. They wanted to hear stories about their great-grandmother, Mrs. Field. The spirit refers to the eagerness of the children to hear stories about great-grandmother and great-granduncle. Number 4. Where did the author's grandmother live? What tragic incidents are associated with the place? Mrs. Field was Lamb's grandmother. She lived in a great house in Norfolk. It was 100 times bigger than that in which the children and their father lived. The house or the part of the palace was the scene of many tragic incidents that are narrated in the Ballad of the Children in the Wood. It was the story of a cruel uncle and 2 children who were murdered by the uncle. They were left without any burial. 2 robin redbreasts, this bird, took pity on them and covered their dead bodies with leaves and gave them decent burial. Number 5. Where and how was the Ballad of the Children in the Wood carved? What was the fate of the object? The whole story of children and their cruel uncle was seen fairly carved out in wood upon the chimney piece of the great hall. It was kept there till a foolish rich person pulled it down to set up a marble one of modern invention with no story upon it. Number 6. In some respects, she might be said to be the mistress of this great house. About whom is this said? What great house is referred to? In what respects was she the mistress? This is said about Mrs. Field, the grandmother of Lamb. The great house in Norfolk is referred to. Here, Mrs. Field used to live. She was not the owner of the house, but she had the charge of it. The owner committed the charge of the house to Mrs. Field, and he lived in a fashionable house in the adjoining country. Mrs. Field kept up the dignity of the house and lived as if it had been her own. Number 7. What became the fate of the great house in which Mrs. Field lived? The great house was pulled down when it came to decay, all of his ornaments were taken and carried to the owner's fashionable house. They looked odd. In the new house, they were old and befitted the old house. Number 8. Who is Lady C? What is meant by tawdry gilt drawing room? Lady C is the wife of the foolish rich man who purchased a fashionable house and pulled down the great house in Norfolk. Tawdry gilt drawing room means artificially and gaudily decorated drawing room. Number 9. Who were Lamb's little ones in this essay? Little ones are the dim children of Lamb. They are Alice and John. Number 10. Who was Bertram? What did the dream children say to Lamb as they recited? Bertram was the father of Alice's children, and Simmons was married to Mr. Bertram, a pawnbroker of Leicester Square, London. The dream children said that they were not the children of Lamb. They were dream figured to Lamb, but actually they were the children of Alice and Bertram. So, these are the important 10 short questions. Read it carefully. Thank you.